Welcome to STARCARD Podcast. Here at STARCARD Podcast, we're getting a good gander at the age of Aquarius ahead of us. We also examine the worlds of education and workplace ethics. My name is Breakaway Ray. I like talking about the breakaway civilizations. Don't you? Then you've tuned into the right place. This is STARCARD Podcast, and you've tuned into a live tarot throw. Today is March 10th, 2026. Let's tell you what's on the agenda. First, we're going to start off with 5 cards for fun. We're going to throw down 5 cards and invite the tarot world to provide an inspiring message to us with those 5 cards. And yes, everybody, I got a brand new tarot deck. This is a YouTube unboxing video today as well. Then we're going to do 2 tricks with the tarot cards, a couple of magic tricks. First, we're going to do some controlled time travel, and we're going to visit the United States in 2028 and 2035. And of course, we're going to throw down a few cards for right now, just so we have a basis for comparison. That's called controlled time travel. I nickname it CTT. I'll tell that story in a moment. Then, some time ago, maybe it was August or September, we did a type of a psychic interview, if you will, with the tarot cards. We invited the spirit of the United States of America to offer a comment. I went through STARCARD Podcast. You know, there's more than 200 videos over there, and I couldn't find the one where I first invited the spirit of the United States of America to speak to us through the tarot cards, which was quite magical, by the way. But that's what we're going to do today. So I'm preparing a psychic interview with my friend, the spirit of the United States of America, just to hear what she has to say. I believe she's feminine. That's the energy that I received when I was throwing those cards. Anyway, I hope you'll all join me as we explore more fun, more magic with the tarot cards. And then after all that, everybody, it's going to be about 35 or 40 minutes, I'm guessing. It'll be time for tarot for the audience. So if you're tuning in live and you'd like a tarot reading for the second part of the show, please type in all capital letters, tarot, please. Check my instructions at the top of the chat where I give you examples on how to make your request, because I don't want to miss your requests, everybody. You know, a lot of people come hang out at STARCARD Podcast. They have friends here, and it's a lot of fun, and you're very welcome to be here. But I'm not reading the chat is what I'm getting at. I'm not reading the chat. I read it after the show. I just scan it, in about 40 minutes or whatever, just to see who wants a reading. And it helps when I see the capital letters. So anyway, I'm just trying to help everybody out. I'm glad you're here. We're getting ready to go downstairs to the tarot table. It's 5 cards for fun. Let's go to the tarot cam. Okay, I got to clean up the table. Hang on a second. All right, here comes the unboxing, everybody. I want to check my lights. Wow, did that come out nice? Is that good enough? Here, you just need to move closer. There we go. All right. So these are the 2 new decks that showed up yesterday. This one's called Tarot of the 78 Doors. And I left the plastic on. I'll show you. Right? Because I want to do it on camera for you. Here you go, everybody. This is called Gustave Doré. Sounds French. And it comes with a guidebook. I think that's very elegant, the way they present their cover. Well, here are those golden doors. No, wait, this is not the doors one? Yeah, this is the doors one. So I don't think I'm going to throw with these. If these are doors, I'm not totally familiar with these guys yet. I know there's a guidebook here, okay? But let's take a look at what the images look like here. Who is this? This is number 15. Oh my goodness. I think that's a devil card. I think I do recognize these guys. And there's 16. Well, that is the Tower card. You know what's next. Sweet. It's STARCARD Podcast. Yeah, I'm going to throw with these cards. I'm all over this. Thank you. This is the 78 Doors one, huh? Okay. All right. I wasn't expecting that. All right. So let's get the guidebook set aside. And then, while I am going to go for the doors, everybody, shout out to my friends, Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. Check out STARCARD Podcast playlists for the Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot appearances, and you'll see that we channeled, well, I say we interviewed Jim Morrison from The Doors. All right, so anyway, we're going to get to this deck. This is the deck I'm going to use. Now let's unwrap this one. I want to check this out. Okay, and the plastic's still on. Wow. It's just like I'm trying to open gifts someone left under the tree on my birthday. You know how there's people that have trees and they're all lit up on their birthday. Well, kind of like the one behind me in STARCARD Podcast Studios. Here we go. I know it's an inside joke if you know when my birthday is. All right, so let's pull out these guys. Gustave Doré. They had an old classic feel to them in the image. So let's check it out. All right, this appears to be, wow, interesting. I'm going to have fun studying these later. And here we go. Wow, check that out. This, no wonder I picked these out. Is that like a sepia tone black and white image? There's the Fool. Whoa. Who did I just pull out there? Oh, it's the Two of Cups. Everybody knows how I feel about the Two of Cups. And then who else came out here? Hey, that's one of the coolest Five of Cups I've ever seen. The Walkaway card. Oh, sorry, that's the Disappointment card. Beg your pardon. It's still a cool card. All right. Thank you, Gustave Doré. We're going to put you away for right now, or put you aside. I don't know. Maybe some people want to. Hey, who's this? Is that the World? Oh, no. It's not the World. This is just a commercial for the deck. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to set these aside for right now because I'm playing with the Doors card. All right, let's get going. Under 5 cards for fun with a brand new deck. Sweet. Thank you, Tarot World. You know what? The universe provides what I need. While I love all the decks that I have, I now have a total of about 14, maybe. I try to list them all in the chat every day. You know what? Nothing breathes life like brand new toys to play with. So here we go. Thanks, Tarot World. Here you go. Oh, wow. For sure. These cards feel firm and exciting. Here we go. 5 cards for fun. The top card right here, the bottom card over there, and let's fan for one there and fan another there. And we're going to pick one. We're just going to cut and throw that down. Here we go, everybody. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thanks for watching me play with my toys and unwrapping my gifts to myself. First up, who is this? It is the 7 of Wands. The 7 of Wands guy, he's overcoming all challenges. Well, he's taking on all challenges. He has the higher ground. This is not exactly the imagery that we're used to seeing so far, but it is fun to look at. Stand by, everybody. We might have to go to the book. Okay, who do we have here? Ooh, it's 9 cups. It's the wish come true. The wish come true. It's a wish come true for that dog because the master threw some food on the ground. Looks like the master of the house there has a wish come true. You know, he lives a rich, luxurious life. He even has rugs on the wall. You know, you can't walk on rugs when they're on the wall. Okay. And you got someone bringing in food for you. Yo, anyway, congratulations to that guy. I wonder what he's drinking in that carafe. All right. So we meet all kinds of challenges and it's a wish come true. I think I know where we're going with this. Yay. It's the Tower card. Isn't it? Wait a second. No, it's not. Look, it's a tower, but the tower is not collapsed. It's one of Breakaway Ray's favorite cards. It's the 3 of Wands. Have I got that correct? The 3 of Wands. It's the expansion card. It's the one that says luck is where preparation meets opportunity. That lighthouse is precariously perched on that ledge that doesn't look like it's stable. I don't know if that guy just came out because he's like stretching first thing in the morning, or maybe he's screaming. But the point is he's got a lot of open space to yell at and look at. And wow, the sky is really lit up. It reminds me of some of the thumbnails from the videos I post to my live tarot throws. All right, so to recap, 7 of Wands, here comes some challenges. 9 of Cups, it's a wish come true because 3 of Wands, we get to expand. Okay, it's like, how are you going to become a good boxer or wrestler if you don't take on challengers? Okay, so that means we're going to be very powerful by the end of this. Who's this? It's The Four of Cups. I said we were going to be very strong at the end of this, and this is the opposite. I think I'm going to turn this card upside down. This guy is literally looking at an old school TV, and what a funny image. I think we all see a little bit of ourselves in there, maybe. I should speak generally. Do you see a little? I mean, how many of us enjoy what that man is doing right there? Okay. And then finally, it's number 19, the Sun card. The sun is shining bright, and it looks like there's two people in the middle of a garden with, I don't know, I want to say hedgerows, but they're very, that looks like a mandala in lots of ways. The sun is out, everyone. Everything's going to be fine. So what do these 5 cards for fun have to say? Is life filled with challenges? Yeah, that's the wish come true. That's what you wanted when you came down here to surface planet Earth, because you wanted to expand your consciousness. You didn't want to sit around and just get programmed by somebody else. And you know what? Everything's going to be okay. You're in the right place, and I'm glad we get to party together. All right, everybody, 5 cards for fun with a brand new deck. That was pretty fun. Sweet. Thank you, Tarot World. The Tarot World's a real star. Sometimes when you're planning your presence on stage, excuse me a second. Sometimes when you're planning your presence on stage, you think, I got to pace myself. I got to get through this whole act. I can't burn up all my energy in the first couple of scenes. But the Tarot World is not worried about that. The Tarot World shoots off fireworks constantly. All right, I'm giving these a toss. Thank you, Tarot World. You're the star. Let's set these aside for right now. Oh, I like how it's nice and skinny, and it fits perfectly right there. Doesn't hide my my banner. All right, I think we're going to come upstairs here. All right. Great, everybody. Before I turn on the camera, I prepare some notes. But really, I'm sure I'm getting a lot of help with my notes. I know like half of the script, don't I? I know the part where I'm supposed to say some things and direct the show and speak into the camera, but the Tarot World knows how everything else goes. I just hit my lamp over there. Okay, so I'm going to use a little light here to check my notes. I only have 1 page of notes because I did a good job preparing for the activities that we're going to do. But I want to make sure I don't miss anything. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Really appreciate you being here. All right, let's check it out. Okay. As so often happens, when we do our opening tarot throw, the Tarot World seems to know what the show is all about, as I just suggested, right? And the Tarot World presents a story that goes along and introduces the theme of the rest of, quote unquote, my presentation. So remember that we spoke about having challenges here, and it's what we wanted, and everything's going to be all right, and we're here for expansion. Okay, so see, these are some of the themes that I'll be presenting today. So, in case you're new to STARCARD podcast and you're wondering what's going on, because it's one thing to watch a STARCARD podcast and follow along as I try to present thoughts that race through my mind and connect all the dots, okay? But also, obviously, I'm stringing ideas from show to show to show. So I want to recap very quickly where I think we're at, okay? Just grounding myself, repositioning, taking a look around. Where am I at really? When I say I mean we, okay? I'm doing all the talking in this conversation, but I do appreciate your participation in the chat. I do appreciate the comments that I received. I appreciate your subscription and your support. Thank you so much. So I hope I can make your day. If I make you smile or laugh or something like that, that's awesome. All right. So first off, what have we learned so far? What have we learned so far? For most of us, our psychic muscles atrophy by design. We are essentially very psychic beings, and we're occupying this human body for a little while, and we have psychic abilities that we're not using. And especially, I can speak for myself, right? I live in the United States of America, okay? It's all done by design. Nobody wants us to use our powers, okay? Everyone wants us to be embarrassed about it and shy and not even think about it or pay attention to them at all, right? Okay, so let's move on. There seem to be a lot of challenges, by the way. Gee, if we had some psychic abilities, we could overcome a lot of these challenges in a hurry, couldn't we? That would require that we expand and understand all parts of ourselves. We would have to turn inward, do shadow work. We really have to learn about ourselves and our higher self, right? If that's what's going to happen. But when you think about how intense the experience is here on surface planet Earth, okay, whether you're having what I would call a real life compared to mine, where you have death and injury and illness and, you know, hard times financially, difficult times emotionally, for sure, if you're watching STARCARD podcast, there's a good chance your life is much, much rougher than mine, much rougher. I feel like I've been protected a little bit, not just by people in my own life, but maybe even from the spirit world, because I look around and I say, you know, how did I manage to skirt all these other things? Even though I get intensely upset and I'm still concerned and confused, okay, I'm sure it's nothing like some of the experiences that other people are going through right now. Now, having said all that, okay, think about training, the training of athletes. We just spoke a couple of days ago about training at high altitude. Training at high altitude trains your body to really drink in oxygen and use it efficiently. Then when you go down to lower elevations, you know, you're like a super hero, aren't you? You're much more powerful, okay? Another thing, I'm thinking of the movie Rocky right now. One of the Rocky movies. And I'm not saying I'm a big Rocky movie fan, but there was one, oh yeah, it was one against, this is a good one to mention because, you know, Rocky Balboa, the movie character, he would always wear those United States of America patriotic shorts, boxer shorts in the ring, right? And it was the movie where he was up against the Soviet Union's fella. I can't remember what the guy's name is right now, but I remember one of his famous lines was like, "I will break you." But anyway, in that movie, Sylvester Stallone, the character Rocky Balboa, he's got to go train, and he does it, you know, the old-fashioned way. I just remember this image of him like in a snowy street scene. He's got a log on his back, and he's doing squats and jumps, just, you know, another way to make himself extra powerful and increase his stamina. So in lots of ways, when you look around, you know, they're poisoning our air, our water, our food. We're constantly bombarded by radio waves, frequency upon frequency. We're not even out of the, you know, out of the woods. We're not even out of the cold if we think we're going to be off grid and we're going to stay away from radio towers and everything, because they can locate you anywhere. You got a phone in your pocket, you are not alone. Okay. There's a lot of things that are going on, aren't they? All right. We're not going to go there. But again, to emphasize the point, all these challenges that we have, imagine if you can awaken your psychic skills while you're down here. Okay. So when the show's over here for you on surface planet Earth, you're going to be so much better situated out there. This kind of reminds me of the marshmallow test. And if you're not familiar with the marshmallow test, I barely remember it myself, but there'd be a situation. It didn't have to be with an adult. It could have been with a child, but there would be, you know, someone with a clipboard in a room behind a two-way mirror, whatever. Everything's safe. There's nothing weird going on. But the point is, there's like a couple of marshmallows, maybe if you like a bag of marshmallows on the table, and the person's, oh, okay, I got to get the story straight. There's a marshmallow on the table on a plate. It looks delicious, and the person with the clipboard is interviewing someone, and they tell the person, you know what, you could have that marshmallow right now, but if you wait, you know, 7 minutes, I'll give you another one, and then you can have two. And then it's up to the person to decide, do they want it now, or do they want to get more later? Okay, so, you know, while you're down here, does it feel like you need something? Does it feel like you have to work at something? Does it feel like you want something? That's awesome, because I hear from near-death experiencers that once you leave this place, you don't want anything. You don't want anything. There's not really a lot of excitement. It's kind of nice. It's kind of like when you're sitting in a hot tub, okay, and you're extremely comfortable. You don't need anything, okay? But then, anyway, let's go back. Let's work really hard. Let's build up our psychic skills. Let's not let them atrophy. Let's train at high altitude here at surface planet Earth so that we can really embody our powers and use them and explore them. This is, you know, if someone was really listening to me like 200 years ago, they would like shake their heads and say, what happened to the world after I left 200 years ago? How come people don't know this stuff? This stuff was common in the past. We've had such a remarkable experience from the 20th century, and the way education has reshaped the way we think, that we now think that we only have 5 senses and there's no spirit world. I'm proving that wrong every time I turn on the camera. Let me see what else I got on my notes. Okay. All right. Now, even though I speak positively and hopefully about recapturing psychic skills and using them and elevating consciousness and floating everyone's boat, okay, I still have some skepticism and I want to be on guard. In case you're new here, I want to remind everyone, I used to be, well, I wouldn't be reminding anyone who's new, right? I used to be a school teacher, and did that make me a pawn, a tool of the Rockefeller education system? All right. Well, I don't want to do that again. Okay. I don't want to like sabotage everyone else's minds by providing false information. Okay. So what am I getting at? All right. So I just left a career. Well, I'm leaving it in slow motion. Okay. I'm no longer working in the classroom, right? But now, what am I doing? I'm turning on the camera. I have a different kind of a classroom, and I'm sharing things that we just don't hear about in the United States of America unless you really pursue it. And that would be like the psychic world. I never thought I was going to throw tarot cards. Frankly, I thought that was pretty crazy stuff, but I've been doing it a year now. And I'm slowly persuading myself about the nature of the spirit world around me anyway, right? But well, let's see, I don't want to lose my train of thought. So let's say, for example, I came down here and the whole plan was, set him up when he's almost 60 years old to turn on a camera and start talking to other people who share similar thoughts. They like talking about the breakaway civilizations. They dig tarot cards. They like watching the magic happen. Let's set him up. All right, so we're going to protect him. We're going to keep him in a way sheltered. We're going to make sure that he only comes out when we need him to at the right time, right? I'm kind of like one of those sleeper cells, right, from the movie Telephone from 1977 with Charles Bronson. I'm a sleeper cell, and now I'm being awakened. And so now I'm performing a function that I've been programmed to do. All right. Kind of like when I trained to become a teacher. Okay. So now I'm being programmed to do a different kind of teaching. What kind of teaching am I doing here? Because I'm checking my notes, obviously. I'm checking my notes and I almost have like too many things to say. Obviously I feel like I misled students for more than 3 decades with some of the things that I presented because that's the way it was presented to me. And I tried to make it make sense to those students. Okay. Well, I don't want to do that here on Surface Planet Earth. I'm not that excited. I mean, that's great. If I'm getting the truth up there, if I'm getting the truth and I'm spouting it off here on camera, that's wonderful. But I want to be in a position where really, what am I doing? This is the negative view. This is me not looking at the silver lining here. Am I coming down here to, call up everybody and recite the last lines of the poem from Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening by Robert Frost and Miles to Go Before I Sleep? And then everyone wakes up and they realize, you know what? We're not just here on Surface Planet Earth. There's actually an underworld. There's an astral world. There's time travel. There's aliens all over the place. They're here on Earth. You know what? My next door neighbor happens to be a hybrid. I had no idea. And I didn't know that I had all these magical skills. Okay, so what did I just do? All right, so let's back up a little bit. You start a business. Here's something many of us can understand, but not me. You start a business. You need employees. You need employees to do a certain job. Okay, so it would be great if those employees were already trained. Okay, because if you have to train them, that's going to cost money and time. All right, so if you need a bunch of humans to join the rest of the universe and the cosmos and all the other breakaway civilizations that are around us, okay, if you need those humans to be ready, think about what's going to happen. Number one, if they're acquainted with off-world life, the transition will be easier. If they're not acquainted with off-world life, the transition will be harder. There may require some training. There may be a transition where there's some time that has to be. And you know what else I think about? Some of us know about the quote-unquote Montauk chair. Project Phoenix is something you can look up. And they had a chair underneath the island at Montauk, underneath Long Island out there. And what they would do is they would, so everyone sees how I'm trying to couch this diplomatically. It's really hard, right? They would collect subjects, human subjects, to sit in the chair to test their psychic abilities. If their psychic abilities were strong enough to navigate with the Montauk chair and they could, open portals to different times and places, okay, that child would be held onto. Did I say child? That subject would be held onto and used, because that's a functional, successful employee, okay? However, most of the time, the subjects in the chair didn't even survive, okay? So, you got 8 billion people on surface planet Earth. You want all that to go to waste? No. Get someone down there to infiltrate and start spreading the word. Okay. The other thing I'm concerned about, I don't mind saying so, is that even here on surface planet Earth, we're under such deep takeover that we don't realize how much mind control we are under. And another thing that I'm cautious about is I'm not interested in swapping out this mind control for mind control from somebody else. That's great when the Space Brothers come down from the Pleiades or wherever, and they lift us up with knowledge and information that helps our civilization go higher and expand. That's great. But as I've said so many times, I would feel awkward if the whole point of me doing all this is I'm spinning my wheels and I'm just upgrading the fish on the fish farm so we can all be harvested. That doesn't sound cool to me. I'm sure that's not the plan, but I want to present it, right? To keep things focused, to keep things balanced. I can't be all happy, woo-woo, smiles, and good vibrations. All right. So everybody, in lots of ways, we're like the character in the Marvel movie, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, a female former military pilot who got transformed by some alien technology, if you will, and now she has superpowers. Okay, we actually have the superpowers already. Okay, that part is not the same. But the point is, she was programmed for most of the movie. From what I remember, she was following along with whatever her higher up said. And then she finally figured out, I'm way more powerful than all these guys, and these guys aren't that cool in the first place. So we really got to know where we are, where we're coming from, and what we value. Am I making you think too much? Do you think I'm talking to you because I'm looking at you right in the eye? All right. Well, thanks for joining me. I appreciate your time. Thanks for listening. Let's see what else I got on my notes. I think I covered just about everything. Sweet. I think I'm ready to throw some cards here. All right. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to do controlled time travel. And I don't mind telling you, I think it's a funny story. And I think it's more than just a funny story. It's another clue for me, Breakaway Ray. So controlled time travel, if you're familiar with Psychic Liz Cross, you know what CTT is. I'm sure I'm going to get this wrong. Maybe someone in the chat will help me out. Consciousness tapping therapy. It's a way of concentrating on things that you want to improve and using the bilateralness of our nervous system through tapping. And whoa, I just felt really good just now to make that work. Okay. And I'd also like to point out there's something called the emotion code. And that's another way that you can go through healing and you don't have to think so hard and so specifically or remember something just to get past it. But anyway, what I'm going to do is so let me explain how controlled time travel came about. I don't know if this is in one of the videos on the playlist at STARCARD podcast, Psychic Liz Cross Appearances. But I did a video with her once, and I asked her to tell me what happens, next. And, what's the next step for me with the podcast? I guess this must have been, in autumn of last year. And she said controlled time travel was the message that she got back. I'm all, controlled time travel? Okay. I didn't know what that was, obviously. So I asked. And then I realized after the interview, that controlled time travel is CTT. And even, as she should, of course, every time I speak with her, she talks about her weekly meetings and her separate channel, the CTT channel. And she always talks to me about consciousness tapping therapy because she realizes it would benefit me. And she also realizes that I'm skeptical. And I think she once read my mind and she told me that I think it's self-defeating because I probably think that you're focusing so much and accentuating on whatever it is your issue is, you're just kind of dragging it out. I hope I got that wrong. I want to emphasize how much I respect Psychic Liz Cross, how much I've learned from her, how much I like her personally. I would not have done that whole playlist and met with her like 5 times and typed out all her interviews if I didn't really care about who she is and what she does. So anyway, we're going to do some controlled. Oh, here, yeah, that's the thing. The whole CTT thing, that sounds like a joke I would make. I just want to, stop there. So it sounds like my higher self was sending her a message and being very clever. So I wanted to mention that part. What am I going to do for the controlled time travel? Well, everyone around the world in today's information age, we all know what's going on in the United States of America and etc. So I'm going to get the tarot cards out and I'm going to do some controlled time travel. I'm going to invite the tarot world to give us a picture of the USA now, which we can use to compare notes. Where will we be in 2028? That'll be another pile. And I don't know why I always come up with the year 2035. We're going to throw some cards for the USA in 2035, right? This is going to be like scientific. We're just going to get a description, historically speaking, in the future, what's the USA all about then? But then, after I'm done with that, as I mentioned earlier in the show, I think, we're actually going to invite in the spirit of the United States of America and invite her comment. And how do I do all this? With tarot cards. Is it magic? Probably. Do I understand it? Not really. Is it fun and entertaining? Yeah. All right. So get ready, everybody. We're going to go downstairs and going to do some controlled time travel. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, thanks for those likes, everybody. That's cool. All right. I'm pumped up. I bet the tarot world is too. Here we go. I'm going to use the Robin Wood Tarot for this. Controlled time travel. All right, tarot world. I invite you to give us a picture of the United States right now, please. And then again in 2028 and again in 2035. I am sure you're going to give us a picture, a snapshot of the United States of America, especially in relation to its activities throughout the world. The United States is very influential, isn't it? I'm sure there's lots of people in my country who would agree with me. I love the United States of America. I'm not sure I love all the things that the United States of America is involved in right now. Maybe that's something that people across the aisle can agree to. Okay, but anyway, to focus my intention again, I'm going to speak out loud. I'm going to invite the tarot world. Please, tarot world, could you give us a magical picture of the United States in 2035, 2028, and right now, please? Thank you. This card really wants to come out. Look, it's just sticking out by itself. Here you go. The USA right now, the USA 2028, the USA 2035, right now, 28, 35, right now, 28, 35. Okay. And then sometimes I would throw like a conclusion over here, but again, we're going to invite the spirit of the United States of America in. So we'll give her the floor, but let's see if this works, everybody, right? So the USA right now, let's see what it looks like. I see the Page of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Ten of Pentacles. Not the cards I expected. So the Page of Wands. Everyone remember Manifest Destiny, President James K. Polk, From Sea to Shining Sea. So Manifest Destiny, it sounds a lot like this card. This is the card where you see limitless potential. That's, another expression here in the United States, especially during the presidency of George H.W. Bush and Ronald Reagan, I think, was the shining light on the hill for the rest of the world. Okay. This is the homecoming card. And it looks like there's a celebration and a homecoming, but I want to say, the United States of America has a history of immigration, of people coming and making the United States their home. And guess what? They have the American dream of a happy life filled with comfort and abundance and even wealth. And I would even say a civil society, if you look at how organized and peaceful that image is. So this is a picture of the United States right now. It's certainly an image of the United States that we all want to believe in right now. I know that. Okay, so now what's it going to look like in 2 years? 2 years. Wow. The Wheel of Fortune. There's going to be a change of luck. The Queen of Cups. That's actually good news. She's psychic and she's empathic. Okay. She's on her way to become the Empress. Wow. This is very inspirational. I wasn't expecting this. And the Knight of Wands says we keep charging forward in the correct direction. So maybe there's some kind of spiritual or psychic revolution where things are going to change the way we look at things, and then we'll be galloping forward further in a proper direction. That is not like what I expected to see. I was looking for more. Well, anyway, let's be grateful for what we got, everybody, right? Okay, so here we have the American dream that we believe in right now. And then look at this. The Wheel of Fortune says our timeline is going to change, and perhaps being psychic and empathic and reorganizing our society in a more humane way is actually on the way. We're going to be on the way to fixing everything. Making ourselves whole. You know, we're not just worried about the dollar sign. Okay. I would suggest that even like capitalism, you know, your days are numbered, capitalism. Okay. And then, wow, 2035. I didn't want to say it out loud, but of course the world card is going to show up, right? The Nine of Swords, anxiety, sleepless nights. The Eight of Cups, walking away. The Two of Swords, crossroads. And look at how intimidating and threatening the Two of Swords lady is. She's blindfolded, but she has these weapons, and she's very dangerous. If she doesn't look where she's going, she could hurt somebody. Hey, you know what I think? I think that this might even be a perspective of the United States in an objective sense, like we stepped out of ourselves for a moment and took a look around. And, you know, as a United States citizen, I'm feeling like I'm seeing it not just like cosmically, but easily people from other countries would know about the United States this way. We, in general, when we hear about the United States, the thing that we like to say is, you know, we're the shining light on the hill. We tend to expand. People come to the United States to start their lives and to build a rich, abundant life with their families. In a couple of years, the timeline says that there could be positive changes. But in 2035, maybe the world says, we've given you a chance. We're going to walk away. You're kind of dangerous. Or also in a multidimensional way, we have to make a choice. Maybe we have to make a choice as the United States. Maybe that's us. Maybe our friends and neighbors around planet Earth have to make a choice about us. Okay. But clearly the last card says, you know, we'll be at a crossroads in 2035. Did you think that we were going to solve everything with the last election? Do you think everything's going to be solved next week? When is the last time everything was solved? Okay. So in 2035, we shouldn't be surprised to find out that we still have work to do. And you know what? In lots of ways, it's probably good news because it makes us stay on our toes and think about what's going on. All right. Thank you, Terra World. That was amazing how you met the challenge and shared ideas I was not expecting. Thank you very much. So that's controlled time travel. I'm going to use this same deck. I'm feeling really groovy with it. Okay. And now we're going to invite in the spirit of the United States. Last time we did this, again, that was many months ago. Whoops, that's not it. Last time we did this, the spirit of the United States really shared some traumatic emotions with us. So I wonder how she's doing today. Things have changed in the last couple of months. Hey, Tarot World, could you help us make a connection with the spirit of the United States? Of course, she exists. Everyone recognizes the United States of America. Our imaginations can all access the spirit of the United States of America. This guy wanted to come out. So, Tarot World, could you please share with us any comment from the spirit of the United States, especially, is there something we can all do to pitch in and help out, especially here in the United States? Please send us a message, spirit of the United States. How can we help out? Tell us where you're at. We want to work with you. These cards are in the spirit of the United States. Oh my goodness. What's going on here? So we have some cards, everybody. I must have shuffled and flipped a bunch around. So, what is going on? Am I really going to do this? That's very exciting. Hang on a second here. Is there more? Okay, I asked for an interview. I have piles of cards everywhere, everybody. Hang on. Okay, can you see all these piles? All right. I open my big mouth. Give it a try, Ray. What does the Spirit of the United States want to tell us? First up, come on, everybody. If you're a longtime STARCARD podcast viewer, you know what's going on. This is the Lover's card. This is not just communication from the spirit world. This is the spirit world is right here with us right now. This is the first card in this big, long monologue I got going here. Amazing. So I'm already confident that the Spirit of the USA is here. And apparently she has a lot to say. Cool. Hang on. I want to get them organized a little bit better for you here because it's important that these guys. All right, I'll go like this. Here we go. I think you could see them all now. All right, let's see how this works. Spirit of the USA. The Knight of Pentacles, working really hard. The World card, completion, accomplishment, and Ace of Cups. A new baby, new love, abundance. Your cup runneth over. Yes, it's me, the United States of America. We work really hard. We have the long-term view. We have an abundance here in the United States, and we reach out around the world. Really soon, says the Eight of Wands, we're all going to have to face some mysteries and illusions and even get in touch with our own subconscious here in the United States. We're going to have to learn to work together more cooperatively on both sides of the aisle, huh? That's probably not, I mean, I don't even know where the aisle is going to be. But in any case, to stay with the message, pretty soon we're going to have to face all the illusions and the mysteries and come to terms and communicate with each other, okay? Not just look at a box, but meet each other eye to eye, because it's time, says the Wheel of Fortune, for us to expand, says the Three of Wands, expand our consciousness. Again, very soon we have to face the subconscious, the real nature of the spiritual world around us, how it's been basically taken away from us, okay? It's time for us to recognize all that, says the Spirit of the United States. The Seven of Pentacles talks about nurturing and growing like plants. So check out these plants. This farmer's doing a great job. Those pentacles look like they're growing very healthily, okay? And you know what else? Says the Spirit of the United States. Not only can we cultivate things and make things grow successfully, but the Six of Swords, it says, we're being guided to calmer waters by a divine hand. And if you look at the Six of Swords card here in the Robin Hood deck, you can almost see the ghost in the back of that swan boat, guiding us to shore and calmer waters. So that's a lot of hope from the Spirit of the United States. We have our work cut out for us, but we're getting help, and she has hope for us. So the Knight of Swords says we need to charge forward electrically to defend what is right, defend the truth, okay? And let's use the truth. That's what that sword is up there. That's the truth, words of truth. And the Chariot says you got to keep going, but look, you got two beasts pulling your chariot, a dark one and a light one. You got to have both. You can't just be relying on one of them, okay, because you're just going to go around in circles, right? Like the roller skater who had one leg shorter than the other. Okay. We need to keep going, even though the Seven of Swords says something is hidden, something needs to be revealed, but more likely, someone thinks they're getting away with something, okay? And I can tell the United States of America, her spirit doesn't appreciate that. So we need to keep going. It would be a good, wouldn't it be like a a nice thing to see some of these people face the consequences for the things that they have done? That would be justice. And we can all see the big picture, says the King of Wands, can't we? There's too much heartache. It's probably not going to happen. We just said that someone's getting away with something, and that would be justice if we could catch up with those guys. But the big picture is probably not going to happen. That's what it looks like right now. But here comes the good news from the Spirit of the United States of America. She gave us these two cards right away: the Death card, beginnings, endings, and transformations, and the Sun card. Everything's going to be okay. So we may be extremely discouraged and even want to lose hope over this situation. But the Spirit of the United States of America is saying, that's okay. Things are going to change. You want this to end. You want to recognize the problems. Everything's going to be okay. And I think the Spirit of the United States says, with the Two of Wands card here, you know what? You have a good plan. Everyone is recognizing what's going on. We're understanding the dynamics better. And as long as we are clear on the dynamics, we can make better decisions for ourselves to float everyone's boat. Maybe the Spirit of the United States likes our plan and likes our approach and wants us to keep going in that direction. Maybe the universe also says we have the green light, go. Okay, we're going to get past this part. Okay, because there's a new beginning coming. And now the final card. Get back to work, everybody. It's the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles talks about working for the long term. Yeah, you know what? If anything that's good lasts a long time. If you take care of something, it lasts a long time. So let's take care of the good things that we got going in the United States of America. Thank you, Spirit of the United States and Tarot World, for that very unique tarot throw. Wow. I'm going to give these a toss. And yeah, guess what? It's time. Wow, I went long today. Sorry, everybody. Guess what? It's time for tarot for the audience. I know, I just checked the time. Oh, wow. I'd like to give these one more toss, everybody. Thanks for being patient. Be right with you. I see that there's still some cards face up in here. All right, I'm going to sort that out later. That's okay. I'm going to go upstairs now. I'm going to say hi to people in the chat. And then I'm going to take out your name tags. And if you don't have a name tag, I'm going to make you a name tag. Then I'm going to scroll and look through capital letters, look for capital letters in the chat and see if people have particular requests. So let's say hi to some friends. Hi, Derek Woo Rider. Good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Puck Elf. Thanks for tuning in from down under. That's awesome. You were ready before I even turned on the camera. Way to go. Hi, Arizona Raven. Good morning to you. Who else is here? God's Flow. Hello, God's Flow. Way to go. Thanks for joining us. Kimmy Moses. I remember Kimmy. You were here before, right? Good to see you, Kimmy. I may have to make you a new name tag if you're requesting a reading. I'll check. See who else is here. Hey, yeah, okay, Kelly, one of my first subscribers, one of the very first people who bought one of my books, it's Convoluted Autobiography, which is, there it is, right there, the black and white picture of the English channel there. Good to see you, Kelly. Thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here. Great support for a long, long time. Who else have I got here? Namira's here. Hi, Namira. I'm trying really hard not to read the chat. All right, but I'm saying hi to people, and I'm going to be looking for tarot requests. I can't wait to read it after the show. Hi, Rear Gunner. Are you out there? That's awesome. Jumping all over the planet. All right, I think I got, yeah, cool. All right, so let's get some name tags out. So first, I have these schoolhouses. You can see Arizona Ravens on top, alphabetically. Derek's on the bottom, alphabetically. Hi, Desiree. Here we go. I found Namira. Puck Elf is in here. There you go, Puck Elf. Am I missing somebody? I got to make one for Kimmy. Hi, Julia. I just saw you check in. I'm going to pull out your schoolhouse while I have it in my hand here. Oh, yeah, I got to get the rear gunner, too. Okay. Oh, there you go, Julia. Almost there. Hang on. There's the rear gunner's Shamrock. Sweet. Okay. And so, and I got to get God's Flow. God's Flow. I think you have a Shamrock. Yeah, you do. There we go. God's Flow. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make one for Kimmy. One moment, please. Oops. Okay, everybody, I drew the line as a safeguard, just in case, there's a cascade of viewers who want to come in and get readings. It looks like I got quite a pile already, and it's already been a long show. So let's get one for Kimmy. And if I missed you, if there's anybody out there who I missed and you're already in the chat, please give me a reminder. I'm not leaving you out. And anyway, if there's anyone who doesn't want a reading, you can put that in capital letters too. That's okay too. All right, so I've got God's Flow. I got to make one for Kimmy. Stand by, please. Here we go, Kimmy. All right, everybody, I think we're ready. Now I'm going to scroll up and just check for capital letters. Maybe there's particular tarot requests. All right, so I have Puck Elf's requests. Kelly, I got to make one for you. Let me make you schoolhouse, Kelly. Yeah, okay. Yeah, good. All right. So Kelly wants dealer's choice CTT in 1 year. Good. Okay. You might go first there. All right. So Kelly in 1 year. Got it. Arizona Raven, the Doré deck. Okay. Cool. I'm going to get to throw that deck. Thanks, Arizona Raven. I got Namira. Okay. I'm scrolling for capital letters. All right. I think I got them all caught up here. So I'm going to throw for Puck Elf first. Then I'm going to throw for Kelly and then Arizona Raven, because those are the particular requests. I just like leading off with Puck Elf. Again, he was here before me. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go back downstairs. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for inviting me to read. Good practice. You guys give me so much practice. You help create a monster. All right, so Puck Elf, let's throw you some tarot cards. Actually, let's throw you one card. And you know what? Let's throw it from the new Doors deck. Here we go. All right, Tarot World. Brand new deck today. So happy to throw a card for our friend Puck Elf. Got a special card for our friend Puck Elf, please. Thank you very much. A fun, inspirational, important message for our friend Puck Elf. Thank you, Tarot World. Okay, Puck Elf. Here it comes. Open the door. It's the Judgment card. The Judgment card. Wish you could see that image better. There we go. The Judgment card. Wow. It looks like the cycle of metempsychosis there. I don't know. Here we go. We see some kind of ascension, right? People turning into angels. Well, I'm not going to say Puck Elf is turning into an angel. I would say Puck Elf already is an angel. That's why he's so powerful. All right, Puck Elf. Thanks for inviting me to read. Thanks for being here. I really like it, Puck Elf, when you offer your support. Nobody else says it quite like you do. Don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you, Puck Elf. All right. And now, next up, Kelly asked to do some controlled time travel. As if I'm throwing cards for Kelly today, but I'm going to do it 1 year from today. Oh, okay. Hi, Kimberly Bamford. I know I drew the line. I'm still going to get Kimberly Bamford's schoolhouse out, everybody. I mean, Kimberly Bamford is an important participator and contributor, and it's only been a couple of minutes since I did that line. So, yo, Kimberly, I'm busting out your schoolhouse. No, I would feel sorry if I couldn't throw cards for you. Please don't apologize. I'm not taking attendance. You're not late. You don't have to go to the office to get a white note. It's all right. I would feel bad if someone shows up and says, well, you let Kimberly in, but not me. I mean, I'm used to hearing that kind of thing. I have to be careful, not to play favorites. Anyway, Kimberly, you're in the pile now. Right on. No, you never have to apologize to me for anything. Anybody. You're tuning in. I should be saying thank you to you. All right. So, Kelly, I'm going to use the trusty Robin Wood deck, and I'm going to invite the Tarot World to give us a positive, inspirational reflection of Kelly in a year. Can we see what Kelly looks like? Yeah, okay, Kelly, on March 10th, 2027. This is for Yeah, okay, Kelly. A timeline, please, for her on March 10th, 2027. These cards are for Yeah, okay, Kelly. March 10th, 2027. Yeah, okay, Kelly. March 10th, 2027. Kelly, this is going to be a good one. These cards are for Yeah, okay, Kelly. March 10th, 2027. Oh, wait. I'm going to use one of my posters for this. Here we go, Kelly. Control time travel. For Kelly. First up, hey, the Sun card says everything's going to be all right. It's all downhill from here. I'm just making a joke, Kelly. Come on, hang on. All right. Oh, come on. That was supposed to be a joke. The Five of Pentacles, a sense of abandonment, feeling forlorn and left out in the cold. But I would like to point out that even though these two people have it rough, they do have each other. So everything's going to be all right. You're not alone. Remember the expression from Oscar Wilde and that song from the Pretenders? We are all of us in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Oh, have some more fun on Surface Planet Earth. The Five of Wands says it's the same old dramatic dialogue, the orchestrated drama. Oh, geez. And then the Tower card says everything's coming crashing down. Wow. Kelly, remember that this is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just some random dude on the internet using my imagination to make up stories. Okay, but to continue with the story as an intellectual exercise, a year from now, everything's going to be going along great. Then there's going to be a sense of abandonment, and there's going to be continuous conflict, and then everything's going to come crumbling down. But remember, that's usually a good thing, because right after the Tower card, number 16, you could feel rejuvenated and come alive again like the phoenix rising from the ashes, a la the Star card. But anyway, let's see what the last two say about March 10th, 2027 for Yeah, Okay, Kelly. Well, it's going to be good news, Kelly, because after all that, it'll be the end of a painful episode. Okay? And not only will you be experienced and composed after all that, but apparently you'll be able to share your knowledge with others. And it must be really important knowledge because it's almost like institutionalized if this guy's delivering the instruction. Kelly, thanks for inviting me to read. I hope that was fun. That was fun for me. Very dramatic. Come on. Way to go, Tarot World. Sometimes the Tarot World is too good of a narrator. Wow, dude. All right, hang on. Any more? Yeah, we're good. I'm seeing things. Right? That's what I'm supposed to do. All right. Let's get the rear gunner some cards. Here we go, rear gunner. I'm going to go to the Doors deck again. Thank you, Tarot World. Thanks for teaching me how to do all these unique readings. You tell a great story. Well, Tarot World, how about some fun cards? A nice reflection for our friend, the rear gunner, please. Let's hold up a tarot mirror for our friend, the rear gunner. What does the Tarot World think of what's going on out there in Ireland with the rear gunner? Here we go. Oh, wait, it's the rear gunner. Time out. Time out. Here we go. That's better. All right, rear gunner. First up, yeah, I got to learn these cards. Hang on a second. I got a magnifying glass. It's the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. It's victory. It's accomplishment. It's a ticker tape parade. Six of Wands. I just read your comment, Mr. Rear Gunner. Okay, next up, it's the Five of Wands. Whoa. The Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands has always been for me the practiced drama, guys. Whenever you step into any particular arena, you can always anticipate this kind of conflict taking place, right? And what's going on here? It looks like this guy is up against a brick wall. Well, he's going to take a hammer to it, And who knows how successful he will be. But anyway, we start off with a parade and victory, but we're still up against a brick wall. Then, whoa, who's this guy? The Queen of Swords. This is some wild imagery. This is the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is the one who always tells me you were right. In this instance, it looks like there's some kind of benevolent entity traveling into the mouth of someone who's sleeping or meditating. Maybe it indicates that there's some kind of a benevolence putting words in someone's throat for the purposes of communicating effectively and positively. Even though you're up against the brick wall, we can still speak diplomatically. I mean, I know that you're already experienced with that, okay? Because it's a whole routine with how people converse and the mode of parlance in the arena in which you show your gifts, rear gunner. So, is this what I think it is? It is not, but it is now. Yay, what a fun picture. Wow. Sorry, I got to share this with you. It's the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is the domestic bliss and divine harmony and, the happy home life. I like the two kids in the treehouse having a good time. And then also, if you look behind, that house looks kind of opulent there. It's got a little touch, a little flair of the old world. I think there's a couple of columns on that porch. Okay, so what does this story say? Well, it reminds me of the athlete who has a very rich contract. Everyone celebrates him. And even though this person, whether he's still an athlete or he's retired and pursuing something else, he still encounters the same brick walls that everyone else does. But at the same time, he's inspired and he knows he's on the right path. Okay. And people tell him he's on the right path. Okay. I mean, like if you told me, Ray, you got to go and fix Congress in the United States of America, I would be up against a brick wall, but I know it would be the right thing to do. And I might be the right guy for the job. But nevertheless, you still get to come home to your lovely abode with your family because of that nice victory you started off with. So the show's not over for you. You're just like in a better situation to address whatever it is you're up against. So, Rear Gunner, to conclude, the Tower card, you're going to be knocking some stuff. No, that's not the Tower card. I got fooled again. Is it the Three of Wands? It's the Three of Wands again. The Three of Wands. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Think about that long career you had and all the skills you have now that you didn't have when you were in your 20s. I'm guessing you're not in your 20s anymore. Okay. Although you look very young, Rear Gunner. Okay. But anyway, think about all those tools you have now that you built upon. You didn't have them 30 whatever years ago, 80 years ago, whatever. Okay. It was a good training ground. And now you're all set for, what is this? What am I looking at? Oh, it's the 10 of Swords. It's the end of a painful episode. So that's good news. We went through the training. We're all set to go. And all that training is done. All the hard times are really behind us. Because again, we're situated pretty well. But you got to check out this picture. It's an acupuncturist. And an acupuncturist is healing. So even those little pricks actually benefit the whole body and benefit the whole spiritual body. All right, cool, Rear Gunner. Have a great day. Woohoo! High five. All right, let me give these a toss. Thank you, Tarot World, for that clever reading. Yeah, Rear Gunner, a massage. I know, huh? Thank you, Tarot World. That was awesome. You're welcome, Rear Gunner. Okay, next up, it's special having you here, Rear Gunner. Arizona Raven, you wanted me to throw the brand new deck. I haven't even tossed these yet. I think I'm going to even leave the commercial cards in here. Why not? The wild cards. Here we go. I love the fact that I can throw this brand new deck for Arizona Raven. Thanks a lot, Arizona Raven. These cards are for you. Thanks for helping me get the practice I need to become better at reading tarot cards. Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm not taking on any more readings, okay? I don't care how much I love you. Anyone else who shows up, you're just here for the fun. Here we go, Arizona Raven. These cards are for you. This card want to come out with the commercial card? Okay. All right, these cards are for Arizona Raven. First up, I got to get my magnifying glass because I want to look at this. Yeah, it's the Hermit. And I tell you, that's exactly how I envision a hermit. Off by himself in the woods, reading a book. Good news. Okay, next up, the Ace of Pentacles. Wow. This is an interesting, unusual card. Well, I mean, you have that young fella in the lower left center, the center left there. And then you have these tiny grown-ups on the other side of the sphere that he's looking at. We have the commercial card. Well, I'll just put that right there for right now. What's this? The Eight of Swords. Whoa, dude. I'm going to be learning a lot from these cards. You have different sized people. maybe this is the right podcast, STARCARD podcast, to share images like this, because this is what the world used to look like with the giants. And look, they're all in there together. The Eight of Swords says as much as you can imagine. And the Eight of Wands says it's happening right now. But also that that almost looks like the Tower card. We see the columns coming down, those big stone columns, really? Okay, but there's people in peril here. What's going on? Yo, I can't believe that this is not the Tower card. This is the Eight of Wands. All right, so what do we got so far? We've been reflecting, we've been turning inward, and we discovered a whole new world. And as much as we can imagine, the Eight of Wands says that something's going to happen soon. You thought you were psychic already, Arizona Raven. You ain't done yet. So what happens next? It's the Queen of Pentacles, the sensible, practical parent. She uses her tools and her pentacles at just the right time. She's very sensible, as I just said. And then the Three of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Totally dig this image too. The Three of Pentacles talks about building something, implementing something, and even working with a team. Maybe the team is spiritual. I don't know. Do you feel, I mean, I know we only have two hands, everybody, but I wonder if Arizona Raven feels like she's holding hands with lots and lots of people. Like you have lots of people in your network. I didn't want to say web and conjure up an image of a spider, but I feel like you have lots of partnerships and, you know, whatever projects you're working on, there's probably more than one. You have little teams that you work with to get these things done, but you're going to get more and more empowered. There's going to be more opportunities coming your way. That's going to happen soon. So, and it's only going to happen, of course, with the power of the Hermit. It's going to happen as much as you can imagine. You know, you're going to look around and say, wait a second, not only have I got that, but now I can build on that and do this. Not only am I over here, but I also can take a right and go over there. All right. So anyway, I hope that was fun for you, Arizona Raven. Thank you very much for your feedback. I see the one word true. Okay. Another satisfied customer at StarCard Podcast. Thank you, Arizona Raven. All right. Next up. I'm going to go with Derek and Desiree. I knew that when I put like, I'm going to go back to the Doors deck again. I knew that when I talked about politics in my title, I might see Derek in the chat today. Thanks for joining, Derek. So let's throw some cards for you. Hey, Hero World. I want to celebrate abundance for Derek and Desiree, Team Woo Rider. Can you give us some clues about where the abundance is coming from? How about an abundance reading for Derek and Desiree, please? I mean, there's abundance for everyone. Derek and Desiree deserve it. Can you help us look for the abundance, please? This is an abundance reading for Derek and Desiree and Team Woo Rider. Okay. This is for entertainment purposes only. Thanks a lot, Tarot World. Anything you got to say is going to help, I'm sure. Here we go. All right, Derek and Desiree, Team Woo Rider, let's throw some cards. Hit me with some abundance, baby. Sweet. It's the Eight of something. Where's my magnifying glass? The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, walking away. Even though in the foreground we could see what we're walking away from looks really great. But beyond, there's so much more. And the gates are open. Next up, it's the Knight of Wands, El Caballo de Bastos. Yeah, I'm admiring the image myself right now. Oh, wow. I'm taking it all in. Just a minute, please, Derek. So it looks like the knight on the horse here has just approached an open gate into which a flock of dark birds is flying. I'm going to read to you about the Knight of Wands from the Robin Wood book. There we go. I'm on the Wands pages. No, I'm not. Sorry. One moment, please. Here we go. I got it now. The Knight of Wands, a journey, practical action taken in spite of distractions. I'll read that one again. Practical action taken in spite of distractions. So there's the walkaway card and the practical action taken despite distractions. Then the Six of Wands shows up and says it's victory. So walking away and being practical and carrying on, it's the path to victory. And we got the commercial card, Tarot of the 78 Doors. Maybe there's an image there that means something to you, Derek and Desiree. So let's complete the message about abundance. Is that my favorite card, the Three of Wands again? Yeah. The Three of Wands. Got it. No, I understand now with the magnifying glass, everybody. Okay, so, hey, Derek, there's the Three of Wands. And you could see that the guy that I said was just waking up and stretching. Well, now a lot of information's coming in at me. It's a lighthouse, right? People are supposed to see it. And at the same time, there's a guy and he's holding two torches so that people can see it. So, and there's even a fire burning on the inside. There must be a wand just inside the door. I'm not exactly sure how that all happened. I'll have to read the book someday. The Three of Wands says, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And it is the expansion card. So, and then we finish the message with the Three of Swords, which is heartache. Oh, Derek, you have such intense readings. So here's the Three of Swords, and it's the heartache card. And here, what do I got going here? Oh my goodness, is that what I think it is? Hang on, Derek. I want to look at this with a different magnifying glass. Oh, this is... I could say one thing, Derek, that this is a very entertaining card. You know, the Three of Swords is a heartache card. And at first I thought, well, it's a little old lady sitting in a chair. She probably feels lonely. Maybe she's sad. No, she's got a voodoo doll, dude. And she's sticking needles in it. Well, that would be like a terrible place to be at that part in your life, if that's all you can think of doing. Well, so let me sort this out here. Let me try one more time. There's something about walking away and being practical and moving on, and that being the path to victory. And also worthwhile to make yourself seen, you know, with the lighthouse and the torches and waving them around. Let everyone know what you got. Let everyone see you. And that's going to help us get past the heartache. I'm turning this upside down. You know, were we thinking, I mean, this is easy for me to say, Derek, we've never met. I never looked you in the eye. I never shook hands with you. But were we thinking like, you know, there's an antagonist in my life. There's some kind of thing that's, you know, poking at me. And these issues didn't need to come my way. Let's turn it upside down. Because how many times have we thrown the Magician card for you? How many times have we thrown the High Priestess card for you? Okay, you have magical powers, and you're sensible, and you should celebrate and work with what you got, obviously, and let everyone know. I'm not sure where it's going to go, Derek, but I'm trying to share it. I tried to share an image about abundance. I don't know. I hope these pictures and this reading was fun and entertaining, Derek. Good luck. I appreciate your support. Thank you. All right, and thank you, Tarot World. I know you're sending a message that the reader, that I don't understand, but the person does. Okay, so let's go. Kimmy's been away for a little while. I'm happy to throw some cards for Kimmy. Kimmy, why don't we go? I want to go back to the Doors deck. Thanks for joining me, Kimmy. These cards for Kimmy Moses. Thank you, Kimmy. I know you're a big tarot fan, right? Is that what I remember correctly? Cool deal. These cards are for Kimmy. A fun, inspirational message for Kimmy, please. Yay, Kimmy. Let's throw some fun tarot cards. All right. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just some Joe Schmo on the internet. Okay? But if you're here and you're having a good time, that's great. Let's throw some cards. Kimmy, I have the King of Wands. Oh, this is cool. I'm a big fan of Stonehenge. The King of Wands overcomes all obstacles, and he sees the big picture. So, Kimmy, here comes the big picture. The big picture is, for news and information, follow Los Scarabello Tarot on Instagram. The Tarot World put a commercial in the middle of the reading. Okay, I'm going to put this... Yeah, I really like the imagery, though. I mean, I'm sure, like this imagery. What are we looking at here? What is this person doing? Oh, you know what? This might be a version of the Strength card because the human is holding up the jaws of a feline creature. Is that you with the tarot cards? The tarot world is so powerful, but you can work with it like that? You can mess around and play around with the tarot world like that? Because you see the big picture with the help of the tarot world. Next up, it's the Four of Wands. It's the Homecoming card. Yay, everybody's home. And finally, the Queen of Cups. Wow. So in this image, we see someone praying and a spiritual entity coming down to communicate. And the Queen of Cups is the empathic and the psychic one. So it's very easy for you with the tarot world's help for you to see the big picture. You feel really comfortable and at home with the tarot world. And most of the time, you know, it's like a friendly family member that comes to share information with you. I'm just putting together a story here. Hope you're having fun, Kimmy. Let's throw the last two cards and see what's going on. Wow, it's getting to be a long show. I'm going to have to pick up the pace here. So we have the Eight of Cups, the Walkaway card, and the Hierophant. Woo. And the Hierophant, the learned man, or in this case, they even call it the Pope. You see that he's busy sharing information in front of that old world building to all the sheep. Okay. So, you know, this is the Eight of Cups. It's the Walkaway card, but really, what are we really doing? You're venturing out to, you know, take in the horizon of the vast landscape around you, and you're getting ready to share it with others. Again, this powerful connection you have with the spirit world is what you do to show everyone what's out there and to tell everyone what's out there. And in a way, it's got like a prophet theme to it. Well, Kimmy, again, it was a pleasure having you here. Thanks for inviting me to read. All right, Julia, I got your message in all capital letters. Thank you. Just 3 cards. I could do that. I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to say thanks to the Tarot World. Give these a toss. And we'll just throw 3 cards for Julia so she can get back to her video production over at her channel. I invite you all to check it out. Here we go, Julia Anchorhaven. 3 cards. Let's go Robin Wood again. Oh, yeah. This is still happening. Here's a Queen of Cups for you again. All right, Tarot World, our friend from the UK, Julia Anchorhaven, is inviting us to throw 3 cards. I know you want to share a special message for her. All right, here's 2 of your 3 cards, Julia. The 10 of Cups, dreams come true. The Sun, everything's going to be okay. I think the first card was the Queen of Cups. Well, which is appropriate. Have a bonus card. King of Swords, mental clarity and truth. No need to feel anxious. No need to second guess yourself. you see what's going on. You see the truth. You have mental clarity. In lots of ways, you lead a very rich life. And in that sense, having a rich life is a dream come true with all its ups and downs. But the short story is everything's going to be okay, says the Sun card. Julia, thanks a lot for your invitation to read and all your support. There you go, Julia. That's right. Those are some nice cards. You're welcome, Julia. Thank you. Sorry, I'm still sorting out my cards here. I keep seeing a guy's face up in here somewhere. There's one. Oh, a lot of happy cards today, even from the spirit of the USA. Next up, we're going to throw for Namira, and then God's Flow, and then Kimberly Bamford, and then I got other stuff I got to do. Thanks a lot. Look at that. It's amazing. I'm looking at the YouTube likes and viewers count. I actually have more likes than I have viewers right now. I know the viewers are going to catch up. Okay, here we go, Namira. I didn't take out the Ethereal Bloom, so I'm going to go to this one. You're welcome. Thank you. We're going to use this deck. Pretty intense imagery on the Gustave Doré Tarot. All right, here we go. Let's scoot over to the Netherlands now and send a happy, positive message for our friend Namira. Thank you very much, Tarot World. I like how thin the deck is. That is, it's not wide. These cards are for Namira. Go get them, Namira. These cards are for Namira, please. All right. Well, Namira, here we go. Where'd my magnifying glass go? Here we go. It's the Five of Swords. Wow. I just love, they have such detail on these cards. They really make that old world building look amazing. I don't know if it comes out on your camera. The Five of Swords talks about abuse and winner take all attitude. And, anyway, it's not a fun card. Pretty intense negative interactions. And the Knight of Pentacles is someone who keeps his nose to the grindstone. He's a good worker, and you want him on your staff because, again, responsible worker. You don't have to follow up with that guy, and he's going to take care of business. He understands what the long-term objective is, what the mission is. Then the Page of Swords. What is going on here? I don't really know what's going on in this card. I'm going to have to check it out. But the Page of Swords is the New Ways of Communicating card. Then the Magician comes out, and this is straight out of the Old Testament. That looks like Moses there with the 10 Commandments. Making magic happen. Making magic happen by cooperating with the spirit world, everybody. Dude. Then the Three of Swords shows up, and that's the Heartache card. And it looks like we have a succubus there. I suppose you can look up what a succubus is. I'm not going to entertain those ideas today. Okay, very dramatic cards here, Namira. Someone is there's a dynamic in which there's a winner-take-all attitude, maybe even someone not being considerate. Okay, then the Knight of Pentacles says that it's like almost like a bullet. I hope this is not part of your story. This is just the way I see it because of my own personal history, right? You have someone who's not being nice to somebody else because that person is a nice person. And they know that they could go as far as they want. This guy's not going to fight back, okay? There's someone trying to assert their domination, their dominion over somebody else. But the Page of Swords reminds us to hold fast to our own truth. We may even have to find a new way of communicating. And that might be communicating with God and the spirit world, says the magician. I mean, if you think about this, all right, so I can only speak for myself, right? All the times I've had conversations with people in my life, who understood me the best, who really understood where I was coming from. Well, maybe only God. So if I'm going to talk to God, I'm not going to worry about dudes like this on the Three of Swords. I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm a magician. I'm talking to God. I'm not worried about this. This is all temporary, fleeting, ephemeral, transitory. I am more than just this body. I am an eternal spirit. The last two cards together are the Seven of Pentacles and the Devil. So the Devil says you have to let something go. And the Seven of Pentacles says you get to cultivate something to help it grow. So it reminds me of weeding in the garden. Sometimes you have to remove the weeds, even though some of the weeds are actually very healthy, nutritious plants, in order for the primary project, the primary plant to grow. And I'd like to add, I'm going to come upstairs for this part. I used to brag about this story all the time to my students in the classroom. I'm pretty sure I said this on a STARCARD podcast before. So when I was a kid, I was like 10 years old. My brothers and I got to stay with our grandparents in Connecticut. Our grandparents had a little farm, no animals, but big gardens. And every day our grandfather, he was our step-grandfather, but he was actually the cousin of my biological grandfather. Our grandfather would go out into the garden, big garden. I mean, he had at least like 70 square yards of garden that he had to take care of. You have to go in there and you have to pull out the weeds, or they're going to take all the vitamins from the plants that you're trying to grow. So he would go out there with that basket, you go pull the weeds, the watercress, the dandelion, the other weeds, put them in a basket. Then he'd bring the weeds into the kitchen and present them to my grandmother. Here you go, Marie, for tonight's salad. All right, so we let the weeds go, and that helps our other plants grow. But some of those weeds are nutritious. They actually helped us. They got vitamins in them. All right, I'm going to go back downstairs. Hey, Namira, thanks for inviting me to read. I hope you liked the reading. Hope everything's going well for you. Okay, and then next, God's Flow, and then Kimberly Bamford. Okay, so let me give these a toss. Hey, Tarot World, I know you know what you're doing, so thanks for sending that message to Namira. Yeah, very dramatic cards, huh, Namira? You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Tarot World. Okay, and now on to God's Flow. God's Flow, let's go to the doors. Here we go. Thanks for tuning in, God's Flow. Here comes a message for you. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate your participation and support, God's Flow. These cards are for God's Flow. I know the Tarot World knows what God's Flow needs to hear. Here we go, God's Flow. First up, it's the Eight of Swords. It's the as much as you can imagine. Look at this poor person. She's coming downstairs from the bedroom because she's being tormented by spirits in the night and nightmares. But let's not focus on that imagery at all because, again, the Eight of Swords is a manifestation card. It's as much as you can imagine. Are you thinking about monsters? Guess what? You're going to see monsters. Next up, it's this guy again. All right, so the Four of Cups talks about remembering to appreciate all that the universe is giving you, even though, I'm sorry, I just want to call this guy a slob. I admit that sometimes I look like this, and I'm jealous of this guy, okay? But it's not like I'm going to turn on the camera and let you look at me when I'm in that kind of a situation. As much as you can imagine, don't forget to appreciate everything that the universe is sending you with these weird images as well. You have the Judgment card because you know what? You're swapping out old for new, and you're not alone in the middle of that hedgerow maze, which is shaped like a mandala. You're not alone. You have help, and the old is being swapped out. So the more you appreciate what the universe has delivered for you, the more you're going to figure out and bring in what's new for you. Have some more sleep. What is this? 7 of Cups. There's so many opportunities. So that is unusual, God's flow, that you have 2 cards here filled with dreams like this. And they don't exactly look like they're all pleasant dreams, by the way. Not all those dreams are really great dreams. Some of them are. Okay. I almost want to say, don't live too much in the dream world. Okay. But anyway, let's see what the last card has to say. Yay. Don't live too much in the dream world because it's the 4 of Wands. It's the homecoming card. You know, you have family right here at STARCARD Podcast. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're having a great day, God's Flow. And now finally, our friend and supporter, Kimberly Bamford. I'm going to give these a toss. Hey, Namira, thanks a lot for your feedback. I appreciate that. It helps me to measure, what I'm doing over here too. But it's also good news for me that you recognize what's going on. I know the tarot world knows what's going on. How about that for magic? More magician there. Ooh, I saw a card face up. All right, so we're going to throw some cards for Kimberly, and then that's right, let's go. Come on. Well, check that out. How about 4 of Wands sticking up at you? Here we go. These cards are for Kimberly Bamford. She came to be inspired, but that's because she's inspired. These cards are for Kimberly Bamford. And thank you, Tarot World, for all the great stories that you told today. I want to thank the Spirit of the United States for tuning in as well. It's great to hear from her. She has a lot of faith. Really believe in her. But these are for Kimberly. Kimberly Bamford. Thank you, Kimberly Bamford. First up, the 3 of Cups. Celebrate with your girlfriends. I know it's not Friday night yet, but get ready. The 8 of Cups, when you're done celebrating, there's going to be a lot of cups left over, but that is the walk-away card. Whoa, look at you go. You got the 4 of Wands again, right? The homecoming card. More celebration. Have some more cups, Kimberly Bamford. It's a new life. It's a new love, maybe even a new romance. Wonderful. I'm all excited for you. It's like someone just gave you a bunch of, like a free day pass to an amusement park. This must be you walking into the amusement. Anyway, party on, new life. Okay, we walked away from 8 cups, but look at the gigantic goblet we got now. Here we go, Kimberly. So you can do it. You can maintain the balance, says the 2 of Pentacles. And the 8 of Wands says it's happening right now, or it's happening soon. So get ready to celebrate and party with all the cups, all those emotions. That's going to be wonderful. While you have your mind on that, okay, just keep in mind it's going to happen soon. There you go, Kimberly. Hey, I'm in double-digit likes on this show. That's pretty awesome. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate your comments. I can't wait to read the chat. Show is over, though. What time is it? Okay, it's time for me to go. Hey, my name is Breakaway Ray. You made my day. Now get out there and make your own day. I'll see you next time on STARCARD Podcast. Thanks, everybody. All right.